Hello, and welcome to episode 2 of the Nerva Beacon podcast, where we messed that up again. That's going to be our thing, I think.
Yeah.
I think we're just going to mess up introductions. Why not? It's goodbyes that you should mess up, not introductions.
Yeah, oh well, never mind. Maybe next
Something
time.
like that. Yeah, exactly. We'll get it right. We're all doing the introduction next time because we're going to alternate, so you'll do it this time. So it's all on you. I'm completely blameless next time. There we go. Yeah, it's Glenn. Hello, everybody. And I'm here with Leigh.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Very glad to hear it. Been melting in the heat over here?
Funnily enough, it hasn't been that hot here.
Has it not?
No.
It's been boiling.
It's
so warm.
I think it's because I'm not used to the temperature down here, getting up to about 35, 36. That 25 to 26 seems quite normal.
Oh, all right then.
Yeah.
Now you're a dirty southerner. Now you know.
Yeah. Well, I do live bang in the middle of London with all the concrete just reflecting all the sunshine off, so it gets hotter here than it does anywhere else.
That's true. If you are going to live in the London dystopia, then that's what's going to happen.
Yep.
But there you go. Yes, we are back this week because it was quite well received, the first episode, so we thought we'd do it again. Push our luck, basically. This is the difficult second album, so we'll see what we do. But today we thought we'd have a bit of a chat. Firstly, about the last 2 episodes of Doctor Who. So we've had Extremis and we had The Pyramid at the End of the World, so we'll talk a bit about those very quickly. And then we thought we'd have a bit of a yak about both the Master and Missy, obviously, and the role of religion in Doctor Who, because it does come up.
Quite a bit, yeah.
Yeah, quite a bit, especially in the Russell C Davies era.
Yeah, he was a non-atheist, isn't he?
Yeah, which is, like a lot of atheists, he's obsessed with religion. Richard Dawkins and Ricky Gervais talking about religion. Never happens. So we'll talk a bit about that. But firstly, we have a couple of episodes to have a look at. So Extremis, and then, like I say, The Pyramid at the End of the World. We'll have a quick chat about Extremis first. What did you think of Extremis, Leigh?
That was probably even better than Heaven Sent.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I thought it was a very good episode. Kept you guessing.
Yeah. All the smart and the little quiet moments between the Doctor and Missy as well. And you're not knowing whether he's going to execute her or not, and then everything. Of course he's not going to execute her, he wouldn't.
No, he could never kill the Master. He's had so many opportunities, even in classic Who.
Oh, yeah.
But he's never been able to do it.
Yeah, he didn't even do it in Survival. They've just cut away before they decided to end each other. I'd love to know what happened there.
How he got away?
Yeah.
I want to know how he got away from Planet of Fire.
Yeah.
Because he was actually literally on fire. So how the hell did he get away from that? Because he wasn't even a Time Lord, technically, at that point.
He probably had an extinguisher in his pocket or something.
Oh, he's always got some way
to figure on the inside.
He's always got a plan. But yeah, there was some really good moments with the Doctor and Missy in that one. It seems to have been set just after the Husbands of River song as well.
Yeah. Because
obviously she was aware that the River had now gone.
Yeah. 24 years they were together for that
last
bit. Imagine how that must have been so sad for him sending her off to her death.
Well, that's basically it, isn't it? Because, that's why he was sort of grieving in the Christmas episode this year.
Yeah.
Where, he clearly wasn't happy and he sort of... Something's happened between, obviously, then and these lads. So, I mean, it's like a 94-year gap.
Yeah.
So you've had the 24 years he spent with River, and then he's been on Earth for 70 years.
Yeah. Carrying Missy everywhere. Well, carrying the vault everywhere. We don't know if she is in there or not, really.
No, we still don't. Even though the next time trailer this time does suggest that Missy is back.
Yeah.
We still don't know whether it's her in the vault or not, because you don't actually see it.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I've learned from watching Stephen Moffat throughout the years: don't assume.
Never assume a thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Just even in things like Sherlock, just don't assume what you see or what is actually what. Because you could have a linking scene where they say they're going to do something and then they don't do that.
Well, Sherlock tells you anyway in one episode it's never twins. People always assume it's evil twins, but it's not. It's never twins.
No, never twins. But yeah, so like I said, we don't know whether it's Missy in there. I kind of assume that it is, but we'll see on that score. But yeah, those bits were missing. The bit with Nardole, I totally thought that was when you saw that hooded figure coming up and needing a word. I kind of thought, and he did this on purpose. I thought it was kind of John Sims' Master.
Yes.
Come to save her, and I thought, oh no, it isn't. It's Nardole. Yeah. But still, Nardole's been sent directly by River Song.
Yeah, with cheap lungs.
To kick his ass if he kills the Master or Missy.
Yeah. Would be nice if
but yeah,
River and the Master or Missy met. That would be funny.
I'm sure they did. Yeah. I'm sure they must have.
Because Missy would like them. Because they're as chaotic as she is.
I think they get on. Yeah. I did like Michelle Gomez's acting in all those bits, though. She's never been better.
Yeah.
And all that stuff, you're my friend, you can't kill me, you're my friend.
Yeah. Never seen her act like that before. Normally when you see in anything she's been in, she's always full on, completely crazy. In this one, she was completely humbled. Yeah,
subdued.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I would completely agree with that. It's really nice to see her do that sort of acting. Because, you're quite right. Green winning everything that she's been in, she's always been that sort of mental, unhinged character, hasn't she?
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah.
But it's just nice to see something a bit different. Yeah. But as for the meat and potatoes of the story, because obviously those are all told in flashback to let you know what's going on, the whole thing is almost like kind of like the Matrix of people discovering that they're not who they think they are.
Yeah. There's quite a few.
Because obviously the whole. Oh, sorry.
There's quite a few theories about that anyway. A man called Nick Bostrom. He wrote something called the simulation hypothesis. That suppose for a moment that we are in a giant simulation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's cool. Because, I mean, it's obviously it's been something that's been explored before. I mean, Douglas Adams did it. I mean, the whole thing about Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is that we are a massive computer simulation, but the planet itself is a computer. Mm-hmm. Obviously trying to work out what the theory to life, the universe, and everything is. It isn't quite the same, but it's sort of along those lines as well.
Yeah.
So there's been quite a few things in sci-fi about are we real, and the nature of perception and reality, which is always a cool thing to play with anyway.
Yeah, like a real-life version of The Sims, basically.
Yes, exactly that. It's just which kind of dead-end scenarios can the aliens make up for us? And that was just one of them. But I like the mystery of it was really cool. The fact they didn't just let you know straight away, and that all the characters had to find out for themselves. Apart from everyone who was killing themselves. Or will they? I did like the illusion the Doctor made. That it's just basically how many times is Mario going to take to work out.
Yes.
And he just killed himself to get out of the computer game.
I saw a video of something like that when Mario dies and he wakes up in the real world, and some fan video, and he decides he doesn't like it and ends up killing himself to get back to his fantasy world.
Oh, Sam Tyler style.
Yes.
That's exactly what Sam Tyler does, isn't it?
Yeah.
Actually, death's better than life. There's this sort of along those lines as well, which is always cool.
Yeah.
Because I like anything that makes you question the nature of reality. It's sort of like Naked Lunch as well, that kind of thing. What's real and what isn't. And I just like the fact that the monks there, they're not. It's almost like they don't want to get involved.
Yeah.
In any of it. It's because the doctors, they see him as the biggest threat, because obviously he is. They have to get involved. But I also like the bits with the Pope.
Yes.
Even the Pope knows the Doctor.
Yeah, the translation didn't work there. The Pope says they're speaking in Latin and the TARDIS didn't translate.
I'm guessing that must have been one of your clues.
Yeah.
Because, obviously the TARDIS translates most things. It depends how old it is, obviously. because it didn't translate the beast stuff on the Impossible Planet.
Yeah.
Couldn't translate. Can't translate High Gallifreyan either, can it?
No.
Because they were such secretive bastards. That's why. But yeah, that should have been one of the clues that sort of led you to say, oh, hang on a minute, yeah, this is a simulation. Mm-hmm. But did like the holograph projectors. They were very old Who.
Yes. I was looking at that. Whole idea. That's very Tom Bakery.
Go on.
Very Tom Bakery, that bit.
Yes. Yes, very Warriors Gatey.
Yes, well, quite a few of his stories were set in white rooms with nothing much around.
That's true. That is all his TARDIS stuff, basically, as well. But yeah, that was great. And nice to see Nardole and Bill sort of striking off on their own as well.
Yeah.
Again, Matt Lucas knocking it out of the park as Nardole.
I know.
Really doing very well. I liked all the stuff with Penny as well, and Bill and Penny.
Yeah.
That happened again in a totally different way. We'll come to that in a second, but yeah. What do you make of the monks? Because a lot of people are saying they're saying that I don't think they are related, but people are saying that they could be Cybermen because they talk in a similar way.
Yeah, I've heard that theory as well, but no, I think it's something completely different.
Yeah, I think they're sort of reality warping. I think it's beyond Cybermen technology, really, isn't it? And, and ambition.
Yeah.
They sort of work a different way. I do like the way the fact that they're voiced by Tim Bentnick, who played Cliff Lawton in The Thick of It. Mm-hmm. He was the very first guy that Malcolm Tucker gets rid of. They keep doing that. They keep bringing Thick of It actors in there, because obviously Addison was in there a couple of seasons ago. They never met, though. They never met at all in the show, which is weird. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they are creepy, though, those monks.
Mm-hmm. It kind of reminded me a bit of the Silence. The Silence's mouths are just opened but never closed when they were speaking. There's no mouth movements. But it's obviously not the Silence either, because they were part of the Church of the Mainframe.
Exactly, they were really bad, guys. That was just a rogue faction, wasn't it? Yeah. Madame Cavarian.
Yeah, misguided.
But yeah, it was I loved the creepiness of it all, and the fact that it was all down dark corridors and stuff. So again, very Tom Bakery.
Yeah.
State of Decay-ish sort of weirdness going on in the library. I like anything that's set down dark corridors. For Doctor
Who. Like the Name of the Rose.
Yeah, quite a lot like the Name of the Rose. Or Cat File.
Yes, that was good. I liked that.
Cat File's always good. Yeah. But yeah, very good episode. I like the fact that the Doctor was willing to risk his regeneration so he could get sort of 20 minutes of sight so he could read the Veritas.
Yeah, he does that quite a lot. He's done that quite a bit, giving away some of his regeneration to other people. He's given away to River. He's given away to Davros. And he's given it away to himself. I'm sure there's other instances. Yeah,
in Rise of the Cybermen, he gave away 10 years of his life to power the TARDIS.
Oh, yeah.
But that wasn't really regeneration. But yeah, he wasted a regeneration because he was a bit vain.
Yeah, because he wanted to stay looking like David Tennant.
Because I don't want to go.
No.
Go. By that point, just go. But yeah, very good episode. Was Veritas, and then it sort of moves us on. I do like the fact that the Doctor emailed the Doctor for help.
Yeah.
So the whole thing, yes, it was a simulation, but the Doctor could work it out and asked himself for help. Yeah. And that's when you find out there's a pyramid at the end of the world. Yeah. What did you like that last night's episode? What did you think of that one?
Oh, I liked it, and it was suddenly got very predictable of what was going to happen. I thought. As soon as what was that? I can't remember that character's name now. Oh, terrible.
Erica,
yes. As soon as they started talking about getting the bacteria ready, I thought, oh no, I can see where this is going. That's his feint, and this is the real thing.
Yeah. Filmed at Swansea Uni, all that stuff.
Pardon?
It was filmed at Swansea Uni, all the stuff from the lab. So that was very, very cool. I can say, oh yeah, I don't live a million miles away from there. So the other guy, he's been in a million things, hasn't he?
Yes, I've seen him in all sorts.
He was in one of Moffat's old things. I can't remember what it was now, but it was that one that had the theme tune, it was Fool If You Think It's Over, and it's one of his first things that he did. for BBC Two, a comedy. He says laughingly, it wasn't very funny, but
Chalk.
Yeah, it's been in. Sorry,
Chalk. That was
it was another thing that he'd done, but he was in it anyway. But he was in My Parents Are Aliens as well, wasn't he?
Yes, he played the
That's
first
mainly
dad.
Tony Gardner, I think. He was in the thick of it as well.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, he was the guy they wanted instead of Nicola Murray. They got Nicola Murray instead as lead.
Mm-hmm.
But there you go. So yeah, he was obviously quite a big part of it, and he got the decimal point wrong, which is going to kill everybody. Also, I understand it kills vegetable matter, but I don't understand how it kills human matter.
Probably because of all the vegetable matter you've got in your intestines anyway.
Oh, I guess so. Gut flora, things like that. Or it affects the water.
Yeah.
The only thing that annoyed me, really, in this episode were the military people. How quickly they turned on the Doctor.
That's what military do.
Humans.
Yeah.
Especially since he's supposed to be the president.
Yes.
But I do like the fact they kept that going.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, before we started recording, this almost happened in real life. Yeah, scared you.
It's just scary.
Yes. About to be released out of lab trials when somebody thought they should probably do a lab test and they found the bacteria ate all of the plant, not just the waste.
Brilliant.
If it got out of the plant, it would have been the end of all plant life and then the end of all not plant life.
Yeah, pretty soon afterwards. Scientists make you feel safe. They don't. Not that I'm anti-science, because obviously I'm not, but they do deal with some scary shit sometimes. But
bacteria is called Klebsiella planticola. Probably named after Rosa Claire.
But I did like. Obviously, the Doctor was great in this one. I think Capaldi. It really got me he's leaving because he's got such a handle on the character now.
Yes.
He seems to be having a ball playing him, and him and Bill click really well as well.
Yes,
more so than him and Clara.
Yeah. Well, Clara was really written for Rary 11, so...
Yeah. You've got Bill and Nardole again clicking quite well. Nardole getting less shouty at him than he used to.
Yeah. It's almost like Amy and Rory back those two, except without the love.
Yeah, without the sexy sex.
Yes.
Which we could do without, let's face it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I say, the relationship with Bill and the Doctor is really good, and it is almost like a granddaughter-grandfather situation that they've got going on.
Well, they mirrored that having Susan's picture back at the beginning, didn't they?
Absolutely. And she did call him grandfather in Knock Knock as well.
Yeah.
But I just like the whole idea that asking for help couldn't be for fear. It couldn't be out of fear. It couldn't be out of acceptance. It had to be
because
a gift given out of love.
Yeah. But they didn't specify what kind of love, whether it was love for them or love for somebody else. I think
exactly. It was like devotion to somebody else.
Yeah. Which again goes back into the religion aspect.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be unconditional. I think that's what they're getting at more so. They didn't actually use the word unconditional, but it is unconditional love, so unconditional surrender, unconditional devotion. I want to know what the monk's deal is, whether it's why they have to have that. I hope they explain that in the next episode.
Yeah. But from the preview of the next episode, it seems to be everything turns a bit Man in the High Castle.
Yeah, it's all a bit 1984.
Yeah, it's a bit bleak, grey.
I love it. My favourite. A little bit like Turn Left as well.
Yes.
What happened in Turn Left? So you're going to have sort of this big brother situation where they're constantly watching you, and it looks like the Doctor's big brother. Mm-hmm. Almost, he keeps making these broadcasts every 6 months now, and he says that he's joined them in the trailer as well. Now he's got his sight back as well.
Yes, good.
So that was good. Yeah, exactly. Good that they did that. And then obviously seems that he gets shot by Bill as well.
Oh.
People are speculating: is that how the regeneration's at? I don't think it is. Mm-hmm. And also, Missy's back.
Yeah. I'm right in thinking the regeneration happens next week, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. But we don't actually get to see that till Christmas.
No.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting to see what happens. Because obviously...
Because that was one of the spoilers I got spoiled with horribly.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's going to happen with that, whether he does regenerate next week or what.
Yeah.
Or it begins and he holds it off or what. I don't know.
Well, there was a precedent. There's already been a precedent from holding off a regeneration with the end of the 11th. But that was only about 10 minutes. So I don't see how he could hold off... another 6 or 7 adventures worth of time.
Well, they did say with 10 to 11 that was something like 40 years he held it off for.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he was holding it off then, yeah.
So, he held off for a generation, something like 40 years, I think they said cumulatively.
Well, you see, I've never seen that episode since it aired. It wasn't my favourite.
No, it's better once you see it a second time, I think. The problem I always had with the end of time was that it wasn't really David Tennant's goodbye, it was Russell T Davies' goodbye, and it was really self-referential. And I don't like what you did with Mickey and
Martha. No.
Martha.
Mm-hmm.
Why put them together? Well, they're both black. Is that the reason, Russell? Because she was going out with Tom Ellis.
Yeah, she was going out with the good-looking one.
Yeah. Oh, I like Mickey.
Yeah, he's all right.
He's not Tom Ellis, though, is he? He's dreamy. And he's Lucifer and Campers Nuts as well. Yeah. He should totally be the Doctor. Yeah. Apparently, they still haven't cast the Doctor, so I don't see how the regeneration can happen next week.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, the release they're going to be doing another one of those television programmes. Where they reveal who the Doctor is.
Yeah. Oh, God, I hope not. Oh, that was embarrassing. That was no need for that.
You could see the embarrassment on Peter Capaldi's face.
Absolutely. It was a nothing programme. It's just, it's not that big a deal. As much as I love Doctor Who, it's not that big a deal that it needs a show like that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think many shows are that big a deal that they need a show like that.
You think the way the Sun goes on about it, you would think it was the biggest, bestest programme in the world. Well, it is to me, but to everybody else, no. People who live there. Oh,
exactly. Let's be honest.
I was just about to say, there's a bloke next door to us. He does like Doctor Who. I can hear him at night watching all the old ones.
Cool. I do that sometimes. Well, if I'm not doing that, I'm watching Sherlock. So I
have to watch Inferno again because somebody requested that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, Inferno is good.
I think that's one of the very few I haven't seen.
It's very good.
So
it's basically Star Trek Evil Universe, and I'm all for Evil Universes.
Oh yeah, Mirror Universe. Yeah.
I love a Mirror Universe. I love it so much. They did a Transformers one years back.
Did they?
Where it's the evil Autobots and the heroic Decepticons, and it's great. Mm-hmm. So Optimus Prime is a scientist basically who has he sees something like the Veritas, and it sends him insane.
Yeah.
And because of that, he becomes evil and just starts killing everything. And it's like, that's what I want. Mm-hmm. And Hot Rod draws himself a beard on his face because he thinks it looks cool. And it's like, you got to do that. Mm. Every evil universe, in the evil universe, I don't have a beard. There you go. Yeah. But I love it. So
it's the one with the Brigadier and his eye patch of doom, isn't it?
Yes.
I've seen bits of it. I haven't seen the whole thing all the way through. I was going to watch it. I watched Ambassadors of Death. I loved that one.
I like
Ambassadors. It's got Terry Malloy and Davros in that.
It's Ambassador of Death always reminds me of Quatermassy sort of stuff.
Yes. Very much
I love me some Quatermass. That scared the shit out of me when I was a kid, did Quatermass. But I'll be watching some old ones soon as well because I've got the Regeneration book box set thing that they did for Matt Smith's Regeneration. So I'm going to watch every single Regeneration story that they've got, or Time of the Rani in the case of McCoy, and then basically just review on YouTube. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you said you'd bring them back your YouTube channel, weren't you?
Yeah, I kind of have done, but I want to do that. I really do want to do that. The only one I see that is going to be a bit of a hard slog is the War Games. That's purely simply because it's 10 episodes. It's not bad. It's just 10 episodes.
I've seen that. I love that.
It's great.
Yeah. It's got that
but
bloke out of what's Rent-A-Ghost
there's
in it.
some great characters.
Yeah, it's got Harold Meeker out of Rent-A-Ghost in that. He plays one of the Time Lords.
Exactly. And Colonel Crichton's in it as well, off the 5 Doctors. The Brigadier's replacement, he plays somebody else in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just I think it's also the first one that brings in the idea of a master type character. Mm-hmm. Like I said, well, obviously we had the meddling monk before that.
Yeah.
But we didn't have the sort of master sort of character that we got. War Chief is kind of the proto master character that we get. But yeah, purely simply because it's 10 episodes long, that's going to be a bit of a hard slog. But other than that, I can't wait. Logopolis is going to be a bit of a hard slog as well because it's mainly bullshit.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong, I love it, but I could do without all the pseudoscience that Chris Bidmead puts in these sort of things because, oh no, it's real scientist, I work for the New Scientist, honestly, and Barry said he was great. It's like, shut up, Chris. You're very bitter because you've only got half a season.
Yeah, I like the way they write it now, it's almost like a fairy tale in space.
Yeah, I never understood Christopher Bidmead's take on Doctor Who, that kids would want the science. Kids don't care about the science, Chris. You cared because you thought it'd raise your stock, basically.
Yeah, we just want
and
magic.
It didn't. I love Logopolis. I really love Castrovalva. But Frontios is not good, though. I really hate Frontios. It's just so boring. And that... It was when they put stuff like pseudoscience and things like the Leisure Hive, go on about tachyons and quantum. No one cares, Chris. The only one he didn't get away with that was State of Decay because Peter Moffat told him to get stuffed.
Yeah, vampires, basically.
It's a story that had been kicking around for years. Yeah. And Terrance Dicks obviously wrote it, so, it's not going to be hard science by any stretch of the imagination. This is Terrance Dicks just likes a rollicking good story, doesn't he, at the end of the day?
Yeah, that got retconned as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the great space vampires, they're supposed to be the Time Lord's evil enemy of all time ever, and then along comes Russell T Davies, and it turns out it's the Daleks who's really the Time Lord's evil enemy forever and ever.
That's because Russell T Davies isn't quite the fan that you'd have you believe, I'm guessing. But bless him. He really did get predictable during his era, though. There's a big bad at the end of the season, Daleks. Oh, this big might not be the Daleks. Oh, it is the Daleks, yeah. It's like we don't need a big bad at the end of every season. And also, we get it, Torchwood. It's a thing.
Yeah. That's what I liked about
Torchwood.
Yes, that's what I liked about Moffat stories. The Daleks are just get them over and done with.
Yeah, he seems not to care for them as much as Russell T Davies. He kind of take a very much John Pertwee take on the Daleks.
Yeah, but it's because they have to have them. Yes, they have to have them every season though, so get them out of the way as soon as possible. They're just there incidentally.
That's it. Well, yeah, so if you don't have them every season, the Nation Estate will basically just not let them do it.
Yeah.
So obviously they're going to need them for something at some point big, but let's not have them all the time. It's like the Cybermen. I do like what they do with the Cybermen. It's sort of every time you see them, again, they're different. Yeah. So this time we're going to have the Mondasian ones, and I keep going on about it, but I can't wait.
I love them stories back with Troughton.
Yeah, and Hartnell's first one. They're brilliant, especially Tomb of the Cybermen. Great. It's one of the best Cybermen stories, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Really put because it just shivers up my back. That it still does now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the bits in that, again, some of the little bits when he's talking to Victoria about his own people and the fact that he, if he sees them in his mind, they're not really gone. That kind of thing. Yeah. It was just some lovely stuff. Tran was so good an actor. He was just brilliant. But we'll get off the subject of old doctors and we'll talk about. First off, we'll talk about religion in Doctor Who because it is a thing, and it's a thing that happens a lot. What are your thoughts on religion in Who?
Oh, well, I think the main thing religion-wise was definitely when the Master took over the world with David Tennant, and then he rose back up as an angel.
Ugh.
Yeah, that was a big.
Even back battered you around the head with it by calling it the Archangel Network as well.
Yeah. Oh dear.
The whole satellite network of. Well, it's everyone says the Doctor. It's sort of like Tinkerbell as well. Everyone claps and says the Doctor's name 3 times.
Oh dear. I think I've kind of wiped that bit out of my mind. Thank you for that.
Oh, you're very welcome. Well, that's what it was. That was the whole reason that Martha went around the world for a year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So that at the appointed time,
everyone
would clap their hands and start saying the Doctor, the Doctor, the Doctor. Mm-hmm. And then he rose from the grave, as it were. Yeah. And he even levitated. Mm-hmm. And he even put his arms out. Russell T Davies, massive atheist, but I'm guessing he was Catholic before he decided he didn't believe in God no more. Because he's obsessed with it. And he's obsessed particularly with the Doctor being some sort of messianic figure.
Yes. And then there's Moffat's, I keep forgetting, the Clerics, where the church is the army of the universe.
I like that, though.
Yeah, I did. I like that. They were.
I was a little bit Warhammer 40k, so I kind of like that. Not quite as dystopian, but I like that. Yeah, I mean, you want an incorruptible army, you make it out of the church.
Yeah.
I quite like the soldiers themselves were kind of badasses.
Yes. And of course, Ian Glenn's a badass in Game of Thrones. Not that you like it, but
not that I don't like it. I've never really watched it, but yeah, Ian Glenn. He's been in lots of things. He's a badass. He was a badass in Doctor Who. He was great. They're 2 of my favourite all-time episodes. The Doctor Weeping Angel ones, the first ones. Mainly because it says the word squeaky bum time.
Yes.
That's always quite funny. But yeah, you've got obviously Russell T Davies, and he had it in the Titanic one as well.
Oh yes,
with the hosts.
Yes.
They were. In fact, he got into trouble with a few Christian action groups in America and a few in this country as well because of it. Because they said it's just too heavy-handed that you're comparing this guy to Jesus.
Yeah. I think that was only Stephen Green of Christian Voice who complained in this country, and he's a well-known nutter. So I don't think anyone paid any attention to him.
Works at the Christian Voice.
Yes, well.
Of course he's a nutter.
At least the only one who runs it.
My imaginary friend says this is really bad, so I've got to say it's really bad too. Yeah. The voices in my head tell me things. Yeah. They say the world's going to end, but only at a time of its choosing. Yeah, that's rational. Very rational. I'm glad. Men of science. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Russell T Davies really did push that agenda that the Doctor was some sort of messiah. I hate it. I can't. I'm much more of he's just a bloke in a box who just tries to help. Yeah. He's not this god-like figure. And to be fair, though, I don't think it was meant to happen. I don't think it was part of his plan. Mm-hmm. But the whole thing crashed down when he did the whole Time Lord Victorious, I am a god type thing. Yeah. And that came down pretty swiftly. That he realised that he'd made a mistake. And I can't say I think it was a plan because I don't think Russell T Davies is one that good a writer and 2 that clever. Mm-hmm. But I did like the fact that he saw an opportunity to say, "Oh, hang on a minute, no, he's not a god, is he?" Uh-huh.
Yeah. Could have been a bit better written, that bit. But
it was just a bit too quick for me in The Waters of Mars. That bit where he sees it all, and I suppose, in a way, they could have made it clearer that it wasn't just the fact that things were changing. Mm-hmm. They could have made it more in his head. That as a Time Lord, he could see that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. He can see the paths of history and that the path they will take if one thing changes. Mm-hmm. They could have made that a bit more clear. Yeah.
It was supposed to be a fixed point in time, that anyway, and you can't. And all the Doctor's service since Tennant, both 11 and 12 have both said that you can't rewrite, you can't change a fixed point in time.
Yeah, I always took that they shouldn't. Yeah. Or because the Time Lords weren't around, they couldn't. But because Time Lords then weren't around, they could.
Mm-hmm. But they found a loophole with fixed Gallifrey's disappearance or destruction being a fixed point in time.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just froze it for a bit.
Yes. Cup of soup.
Yes. Cup of soup.
What's a cup of soup? What's What is a cup of soup? Oi, Grandad. Grandad! I've been rewatching
tennis.
It's a scientific instrument. I've been watching Day of the Doctor kind of recently.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's just, I really just, it's such a shame we couldn't have more War Doctor.
I know.
I would have totally watched more War Doctor. He's great with John Hurt.
Yeah.
And he worked really well with those two as well.
Yeah, he did.
If they ever do multi-Doctor stuff, I don't think it'll take much to get David Tennant back.
Oh no, he'll be straight
quite
back.
frankly, because he loves the Doctor. He just loved being the Doctor. But it was obvious that, he'd been away a little while, 3 or 4 years, and he just got back into it. And he literally as if he'd never been away.
Yeah, as opposed to Billie Piper when she'd been away and came back.
Oh. I think that's why they made her the moment.
Yes.
And it also just worries me that she's doing the Big Finish stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of does worry me that because obviously her natural accent, she sounds more like Lala Ward than she does for a sailor. She's kind of posh. But yeah, it wasn't good. You could tell that she sort of hadn't been away. Mm-hmm. But let's face it, the star of Journey's End is Donna Noble anyway. Yeah. Especially when she becomes Dr. Donna.
Yes.
And she's just David Tennant at that point.
Heartbreaking, though.
It's awful. I will never forgive him for that.
No, that was horrible.
It was just cruel.
Yeah.
Especially seeing as she could have got one more series with Tennant out of it.
Yeah. And especially since they've let Clara fly around the universe with a broken TARDIS. They could have easily let Donna fly around the universe on her own as a Time Lordy hybrid. She could have been the hybrid.
Dr. Donna, yeah?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely, she could have been, and that would have been so cool. It's just nice that they're such good mates as well, those two. That as soon as they got an opportunity to do some audio stuff, they both said yes.
Yeah.
And just dropped everything they were doing just to do that, just to hang out as mates and do some Doctor Who.
Yeah, she was at the Comic-Con in London today, and everybody who went for photos with her, she was coming straight out from behind the desk and jumping around and being a complete loony with everybody. And so was Sophie Aldred as well. She started dancing with Darth Vader.
Well, Sophie don't give no shits, that's why. I love Sophie Aldred.
Yeah,
Ace is one of my favourites. She's the first modern companion. They go on about Rose. Ace. She was the first modern companion.
Yes.
Because she was the first one. She never screamed.
No, she give her quite a bit of depth as well.
Oh, absolutely. In that last series that she did. But there you go. One of these days I will meet Catherine Tate and I will just thank her profusely from the bottom of my heart for Donna Noble. Because she is pretty much my favourite sort of modern Who companion.
Yeah.
I just want to mate. You just want to mate.
I couldn't stand her comedy programme, but I absolutely like her as an actor.
Oh, she's brilliant. She was good in things like The Office as well. It's Catherine Tate. I really like Catherine Tate. I never understood the hate that people give her.
I did like most of her characters, but I did like Nan, though. Nan's the best. That's the type of old lady
Nan's her Nan.
Yeah.
That's why. She's a real person. She's not. One of my favourite ones that she did was the Northern Irish woman whose son was gay, and she was like sort of overly into it. Her son just wanted a bit of a quiet life, and she just wouldn't let it. My son's gay.
You heard about our Jock? He's a gay man now.
And Derek, I always like Derek as well.
Yes.
How very dare you? Pablo, we're going. Brilliant. Donna's great. Everybody should love Donna. But yeah, religion in Doctor Who, there's loads of it. Not so much in the old series, because it was sort of a subject that they would really shy away from. But
Mary Whitehouse, she would have gone off her tits.
Absolutely. Which is a shame, because I think that, it would have been interesting to see the Doctor go back to sort of Spanish Inquisition times and say people that there are a few things like that in the Big Finish productions, the Philip Hinchcliffe stuff. The Doctor does go back and save a Catholic family from the British version of the Inquisition and things like that. So that's rather cool. And they did do the first Doctor stuff with the Huguenots and the religious persecution.
The St. Bartholomew's Massacre.
Yeah, which brave for the time. But that was kind of a historical remit at the time, I'm guessing.
he wouldn't save anybody, and his companions went crackers.
Yep, and it's because he can. It's the whole thing with the fires of Pompeii, which I still can't watch. I still can't watch it. And it's not the bit you think. It's not when Donna has a breakdown. It's when the TARDIS opens and he goes, and all you see is Caecilius.
Yeah.
Scared, and then the Doctor puts his hand out and says, "Come with me." And he's like, "Oh, no, I can't do it."
Yeah.
Because, again, Capaldi's such a good actor.
Yeah.
I love the fact that he had it. Yeah. Oh, sorry?
He put everything into that bit.
Well, yeah, because to be fair, he thought that was the only time he'd be on Doctor Who.
Yeah.
He was wrong, thankfully. I'm going to be in bits when he goes. Absolutely, because I know how much it means to him.
Yeah.
And that makes it worse somehow. I mean, I don't think it could get worse after Smith, but I'm sure it will. You've
obviously read all these letters that he used to write to the BBC when he was a kid, haven't you?
Yeah. Absolutely. It was a bit of a mental case, to be fair, isn't it? Fucking nightmare. I'm watching reaction videos of Matt Smith's regeneration, just seeing how upset people get.
Yeah.
Feed off their tears. It's amazing. We'll move on to the Master or Missy.
Yay.
Or the Portreeve or Neil Toynay. Or what was the other one? The King's Demons guy.
Oh.
Gilles de something or other.
Oh yeah, because they used to make loads of anagrams out of his name so that nobody would know that it was the Master.
Yeah, everybody knew. Spoiler, everybody knew. But obviously, the Master having been a nemesis of the Doctor's nearly 50 years now.
Yeah.
It was 71, I think, his first series, wasn't it? The Master, he was from. And it's basically
the Autons.
Yeah. Which was his second season, wasn't it? So I would say 71, 72. Yeah. Basically brought in as a Moriarty to the Doctor.
Mm-hmm. Except I
think it's Barry Letts' idea, wasn't it?
I think so, yes.
Because he thought, obviously the Doctor's earthbound, he needed an enemy. And in that season, they I'm going to be honest, they overdid him.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was behind everything.
Yes.
I think they just got every story and they just said, yeah, the Master's behind it.
Yeah.
Even things like Terror of the Axons. Just really didn't need the Master in it.
No.
But there you
the
go.
One who invited them there in the first place.
And on the other hand, who could refuse Maud Delgado?
Nobody. It's a shame he died very early as well.
Yeah, and in such a tragic circumstances. He was a taxi, wasn't he? He died a car crash in a taxi because the driver was being a dick, basically.
And everybody drives like a dickhead on those roads in France.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a real shame that Delgado passed away because he was great. Yeah. He really was the Master as well. You wouldn't know that he was just terrified of everything in real life.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, Pertwee did there's quite a lot of convention footage where did like Q&As with Pertwee when he did them, and apparently he's just terrified of everything.
Oh.
In the Sea Devils when he's on the speedboat getting away.
Yeah.
He didn't want to do that. He was shaking apparently before he did it.
Because I had him in the ilk of Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing and Vincent Price. Funnily enough, all their birthdays were this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. But yeah, Delgado, apparently, Anthony Ainley, again, he was terrified of everything. Davidson was talking about that, and the Five Doctors with the shrapnel and the in the death zone, the lightning bolts.
Yes.
He was just absolutely terrified of them. He just didn't want anything to do with it at all. So when he was running away, when he saw him running away from him, he was actually properly running away from him.
Yeah.
But it's just quite cool that, it's the most evil being in the universe is just completely scared of everything in reality.
Yeah. Anthony Ainley has the best bloody pantomime laugh. Oh, that laugh is brilliant.
Oh, Tony Ainley.
Pardon?
Or Delgado. Which one, sorry?
Ainley, the best laugh ever, Anthony Ainley. Yeah, it starts off like that and then gets more and more diabolical.
Yeah. I grew up with Anthony Ainley's Master.
Yeah,
and he'd never been better than in the Five Doctors. when he's just ultimate troll face in that first bit there, where he's with the Time Lord. Let me be seated. It's that bit when Baruza's saying you're the most evil character in the universe that we've ever produced, and he's got this smile on his face. He just keeps getting wider. He's like, yeah, I know, I'm a dick. And the way
he tricks the Cybermen at the end on the chessboard.
It's fucking brutal, that as well? I mean, you never expected to feel sorry for the Cybermen in your life, but you kind of do with those, because he just brutally kills them.
Yeah. Well, that's what the Master does, brutally kills everybody. But he can't kill the Doctor, the same as the Daleks. They can't kill him either.
No, but he can't kill him because he loves him.
Yeah.
Really, he loves him. I mean, the amount of time... I remember when that water was on and all that, and people said, it's unrealistic that Missy would want the Doctor to join her and that, she'd raise his army. No, it's not. There's so many times in the Pertwee years when the Master says to the Doctor, you should join me.
Yes.
I don't really want to fight you. We should be working together. You're amazing.
Yes.
And that's when the Doctor says, I want to see the universe, not rule it.
Yeah.
I think it's because Anthony Ainley's Master did generally just want to dispose of the Doctor.
Yes. But then he realised if he gets rid of the Doctor, what will happen?
Yeah.
Yeah. He finally realised that in Trial of Time Lord.
That's it. He doesn't want the Valeyard to win, because if the Valeyard wins and the Doctor goes, what purpose does his life have?
He's the one who'd be on the run, not the Doctor. He'd be the one who was the target of the Valeyard's ire.
Exactly that. Plus the fact they're best mates.
Yeah.
I mean, what it was in the original idea and the conception of the Master, they wanted them to be brothers.
Yeah. He's more like Loki and Thor. That's what they remind me of, those two.
A little bit, yeah. They're always got to fight each other, but they do love each other.
Yeah.
They do have affection for each other. And that's never been more prevalent than it is with Missy and Capaldi.
Yes.
I think it's because in real life they're really good mates anyway.
Yeah, you can see that. They play off well against each other.
Oh, absolutely. And they totally enjoy being in each other's company as well. You can tell.
I need my friend back. I love that bit where she was so heartbroken. I need my friend back.
Oh, yeah, that was awful.
Yeah.
The fact that she just misses her friend and she's lonely without him.
Yeah.
And she's got to... I think it's because the Master's older now. He's got to a stage in his life where he's like the Doctor. He's sort of 2,000... He must be about 2,000 years old as well, but really desperately lonely.
It's because he's seen what the universe is like without Time Lords and he doesn't want that. He thinks he does, but when it comes down to it, no, he doesn't want to be the only Time Lord.
No, exactly. Well, don't want to be the last of your kind. It's sort of comforting to know that somewhere in the universe they still exist.
Yeah.
Even if you want nothing to do with them.
Yeah.
It's that longing for family days, always there. Plus the fact, at the end of the day, it was the Master that saved reality as well at the end of time.
Yes, because he didn't want... But I think that was basically because he didn't want Rassilon to be even a bigger evil than he is.
No, exactly. Because Rassilon's a dick.
Yeah.
in both modern interpretations. Because although Timothy Dalton, I love him to bits, he's a dick. Donald Sumter, even more. I did realise Donald Sumter had been in the Sea Devils as well.
Has he? Oh yeah. Yes, he was.
He's the guy, dude with the beard.
Yes.
It's like, oh God, he must have been so young because he's so old now.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's been some good Masters. The only Master I think I don't really rate is Peter Pratt, but that's not his fault. He was under a lot of makeup at the time.
Yeah, I wasn't really keen on Eric Roberts' version either. I'm not sure. I
really like Eric Roberts. I know what you mean.
Yeah. I think
he did the best with what he had.
Yes.
If he'd been allowed to go on and do some more, I think he would have been better.
Yeah.
But he was clearly loving what he was doing.
Yeah, they should get him in to do some of the audio plays with Eighth Doctor.
Beavers.
Yes.
Oh, with McGann. Yeah, that'd be awesome to get him to do some with McGann.
Didn't they get Daphne?
What's
her name back to do a few episodes with them?
Oh, Grace.
Yes,
Daphne
Grace. Yes.
She has. The guy who played, I can't remember his name, but his real name is Yuji So.
Yeah.
He did Real Time.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been back as well. He's done other things, but he was in Real Time with Leigh and Herring, which I was, and Evelyn. It was lovely Evelyn. I love Evelyn.
Yeah,
She's no longer with us.
Yeah. So
it's
what
a shame
do you
because
think?
She's great.
Yeah. Why do you think the Master regenerated into Missy? Was it random chance, like the way the Doctor regenerates, or did he deliberately do it like he did like he did when he regenerated into Johnson?
I think it was part of her plan, because she wanted to get the Doctor and Clara together, and he wanted to raise the army.
Yeah.
But knew that if he was a man, then the Doctor would probably figure out who he was. Whereas at the end of that, obviously clearly the Doctor had no idea who Missy was.
Yeah, I never really
until he worked into it. She said.
Yeah, I never really understood why she wanted Clara and the Doctor to get together. Sounds awful, me not understanding a bit of Doctor Who, but honestly, I really didn't understand that bit.
I think because the Doctor was in an existential funk at the end of Amy and Rory, and he needed someone to get him out of it.
Yeah.
I think that's primarily what it was. Plus, also, she might have had knowledge of the future and knew that Clara was on who constantly saved the Doctor, so she needed to get to that point.
Yes.
So she could get to Trenzalore, get that out of the way. Yeah. So she might have had knowledge of the future. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
Because, she did steal the Gallifreyan Matrix slice, didn't she? So that might have been contained in there.
Yeah.
And obviously she's at Gallifrey at the end of time anyway. Mm-hmm. So maybe it could have been, she had the knowledge of the future because she needed to get off Gallifrey at the end of time.
Yes.
And to do that, they needed the crack to open. Mm-hmm. So it's very timey-wimey, oddly enough, with Stephen Moffat. That's what I'm thinking anyway.
Yeah.
Plus they needed an excuse for Michelle Gomez to play Missy.
Yes.
My favourite thing about Missy, of all the favourite things, the Mary Poppins stuff. Just the fact she dresses like Mary Poppins. I think that's just, it fits. Just evil Mary Poppins.
Yeah, the way she floats down with the umbrella and everything, yes.
It's just great. And just, so many good bits. So it's when Clara says, so are you good now? She just kills a guy and says, no, I'm not good.
No, I'm not good.
I just don't, it's just like, I could kill another one, I don't care. These people mean nothing to me.
Yeah, that completely reflects on the end of in Extremis, last week's episode, where she says, I'll turn good if you don't execute me.
Yeah.
Which is literally begging for her life.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing she can think of to redeem herself, that if the Doctor spares her life, she will turn good. So I wonder if that ties into next week's episode. It
could be. Because we must be getting Sim soon. He must be coming in the next couple of weeks or so.
Yeah, I've got this awful feeling that this episode may go something like what happens in Superman 3. When the evil Superman separates from the good guy.
Oh, yeah, Evil Master.
Yes.
She might be the good and he might be the bad.
Yeah.
Could be. Yeah. He has got a beard.
Yes. Beard of evil.
I'm just happy to see him back. Yeah. I really liked his Master. I just wish he'd been given more to do. I think in this, I liked some of the Last of the Time Lord stuff. The stuff at the end is quite cool, that he killed himself or allowed himself to die just to piss the Doctor off. That's very Master.
Yeah.
I did like the sort of manic David Tennant mirror that he was. Mm-hmm. I just didn't like Dr. Gollum and all that kind of crap. That kind of wound me up. But the stuff he did in the End of Time was a lot better.
Yeah.
I thought that's what he should have been from the start, really.
Very psychotic.
Yeah.
More than psychotic, but more bloody horror film.
Angry. Just anger really ramped up. So I really am hoping we'll get a bit more of that. But it's just nice to see John Sim back in anything, because I like John Sim.
Yeah.
Who do you think could make a good Master for the future? Because obviously Michelle Gomez has said that she's not going to stay.
Yeah, ooh, I can't really think of anybody.
I mean, obviously you've got everybody's who they would like it to be, like someone like Tom Hiddleston, but that's clearly not going to happen.
Oh, that's not going to happen. But then again, you never know, because he did do that Night Porter thing.
True enough.
Yeah, I think it was called that. I can't remember.
I'd like to see an older Master again. if we're going to have a younger Doctor, and I think that's probably the plan, we're going to have a young Doctor, I'd like to see an older Master, because I thought Jacobi was really good.
Yeah.
So someone like Derek Jacobi, someone that kind of... Oh, Tom Ellis, if you're going to bring Tom Ellis back in anything.
Yeah, bring him
have him as a Master, because Lucifer basically is the Master.
Yeah. I find it really hard to think of people, because I don't have a television, I only really watch things through the internet.
Got ya. I mean, they could have another woman, but I don't think they will.
No, they don't. I think that's a precursor to see how well this goes to make her a female Doctor.
Yeah. I think we've said it before. We said it last week. You know, it wouldn't have worked if it hadn't been Michelle Gomez.
Yeah.
Or that kind of, you know, it's because of her that the character's successful, not the gender. And I am a very big proponent of. I don't care the gender. Yeah. I just want it to be the right person.
Yes.
Because otherwise, it won't work. You know, like Hayley Atwell. As much as I like Hayley Atwell, I don't think she'd make a good Doctor.
Yeah.
She's not got that air of eccentricity.
But fandom's weird anyway. I've tried to keep away from some sections of fandom because they all go, oh no, the Doctor can't be black. Oh no, he can't be a woman. And then Star Trek fandom, oh bloody hell, this Star Trek fans just have not grasped the ethos of that show.
Oh, the Klingons look like orcs. Well, yeah, the Klingons.
Oh no, there's Chinese and black people in this new series that's coming up.
Oh, the captain did sound American. Well, no, it's because she's not. Neither did Picard.
No, the captain's another woman. Oh, God.
What's wrong with... I fail to see, at this point, what was wrong with Janeway. She was great. I love Captain Janeway. She's one of my favourites.
She would remind me a bit of Elizabeth I, the way she wore her hair and the way she was strictly no sex for me.
Well, she was in the first couple of seasons, and then they sort of changed her hairstyle. She chilled out a bit.
Yeah, she relaxed totally. But yeah,
but she was still a badass.
Oh yes.
That's kind of, you know, they made her more of a badass, but they sort of chilled her out a bit. That was really cool.
Yeah.
And she was doing it with Chakotay for the first few seasons anyway. Oh, absolutely, she was. And then Q fell in love with her. Yeah. So you know. But yeah, as long as they get the right person, I don't care gender, race. I've always said I wanted Patterson Joseph just because of what he was like in Neverwhere.
John Delancey, he's somebody who I'd like to see play the Master because he did Q so well.
He would be good. He would be very good.
I think Q was in the Q Continuum was basically the Time Lords, just exactly the same way as the Borg and the Cybermen.
Absolutely, yeah. No, they were totally the I've always said that I wanted to see the Daleks in Star Trek because they would just destroy everybody.
Yes, they would.
Absolutely, because everywhere's ramped as well.
Yes.
Because, you know, we've got to be diverse and not be nasty to disabled people. Yeah. But, you just let the Daleks in. So, I realise they can levitate, but, you know, even so. It'd be easier if they just... I've always said I'd love to see the Daleks. Because they totally destroy the Borg. Rob wouldn't know what hit them.
Oh, yeah.
Or the Cybermen take on the Borg.
Well, they both adapt to each other, so they'd probably just end up as splinching together.
Well, I'd love to see them try and adapt the Daleks, because there's just no way they could do it.
No, they can't.
There's just no way. They couldn't get close enough for a kick-off, and even if they could, what are they going to adapt with?
Mm-hmm. Hold on a second, I need to shut this window. The rain's getting very loud.
Oh, raining? Yeah,
I think we're going to end up with our thunderstorm.
Yeah, well, we had that a couple of days ago, so we could do with that again. But yeah, absolutely. Like I said, there's a few actors I wouldn't mind seeing play the Master, but I like to see sort of an older one.
Yeah.
If they want to do another woman, then that's fine, but they're going to have to... I wouldn't like to follow Michelle Gomez, whoever it is.
Yeah.
That's going to be difficult. They might want to sort of keep the Master away for a few years and sort of let people forget.
Yeah.
Because they tend to do that with doctors anyway. They sort of have a particular master with the particular doctor, like obviously Delgado's Pertwee. I always think of Ainley more as Peter Davison's.
Yeah.
Rather, he was in a Colin Baker story, he was in a Sylvester McCoy. Really, he's Peter Davison's master, and nobody else is. And then obviously you got 8 with the Eric Roberts version.
Yeah. And 10 with Sim.
Sim, yeah.
And 11 with Harold Saxon. But there he had River though, so.
Yeah, like I say, we shall see. We shall see. I think that's as good a place as any to leave it, because obviously we have lots and lots of stuff to talk about with Doctor Who. This is not This is definitely not going to be the last episode of this.
No.
I think next week we may have a special guest, our first guest, in the form of a very good friend of mine called Matt Clark, Tiny, if everybody who knows him. Possibly an even, I wouldn't say an even bigger Doctor Who fan, as big a Doctor Who fan as us.
Oh, good.
And he's a big classic Doctor Who fan. There is a couple of people I want on. There's a guy called Dan that I know who has never seen the classic series. He's watched the new stuff. He's never seen the classic series and refuses to watch the classic series. And I don't understand that. But there you go. So we will be back with some of that. Leigh, where can we find you on the old wide web of the interwebs?
Still at the moment, just only on Instagram at Leigh Wildtime, and on our web page for this, on our Facebook page for this podcast.
Yes, which is facebook.com/Nerva Beacon podcast. You can find us there. You can find us on Twitter as well at Nerva Beacon Pod. I've been a bit lax with putting content up on there at the moment. The reason being I've changed shift at work, but I will start putting stuff up there. I'm sure Leigh will start putting stuff up. She does have access as well, so we'll start doing that this week probably.
Yeah,
which would be cool. You can also find me if you need me, Glenn Jakeman on Facebook. If you want to find me on the Twitter, you can find me at Cymru Nerd Cave. On YouTube as well, same name, Cymru Nerd Cave. And also you can find us on the Back to the 80s web forum, which is backtothe80s.freeforum.net.
Yeah. Oh,
excellent stuff.
Reactivate myself there, I think I must have been deleted.
There we go. Brilliant stuff. Well, that's been episode 2, where we talked about the Master. Episode 3 will be coming in a couple of weeks. Thanks for your time again there, Leigh.
Oh, no worries. Thanks for your time and thanks for the opportunity again.
More than hell. I appreciate it. Say bye-bye, Leigh.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Have a good week.